big list of questions. Y'all really contributed some great ones. We're starting topics, and today's topic for March was boundaries. So I want to start with a question from Will. He says, like many other people this year, I've been working from home instead of going into the office. At first, I thought it would be great to combine my work and home into one setting. However, it's created some major issues with my job. My team and my boss now expect me to be available all the time. I now find myself part of meetings at 8 p.m., answering emails well into the night, and putting out fires when I should be relaxing. It's completely destroyed my previous work-life balance and separation. I'm not sure how to fix this, as we won't be returning to the office for a few more months, and my boss places a lot of value on being a team player. My job is making me anxious all the time, which never happened before. Any tips on what I can do to address this? Okay, thank you for your question. This is a big one for so many people right now and for the whole duration of our lives. Will, if you haven't already, my boundaries course is for you. You can't sign up for it yet. I know we're talking about boundaries. I don't have it up yet. It'll probably be up within the next few weeks or a month. And one of the things that I teach in there is that it is incredibly difficult once we have taught people how to treat us, once we have taught people, hey, I will show up, I will overfunction. It's very important to me that you think I do a good job, so I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to impress you. And we think we're doing the right thing. We think we're being a good person and we're being a good employee. And we've all heard, I'll call it bullshit. We've all heard the bullshit of there's no I in team. Yeah, that works great for the team. That doesn't work for the individual I's that must take care of themselves. So teams work, bosses love throwing out the little platitudes about you better be a team player. That's what I like. Oh, and they very much know. Bosses that don't allow you to have boundaries, they know that they're working you. They know that they're asking for too much. And they build a culture, often of trauma survivors, but there's often a culture in an overworking environment of all people overworking. And that normalizes overfunctioning and overworking. So it's very, very difficult. I'm not going to pussyfoot around that. It's very difficult once we've taught a group of people, I'm going to show up like this, to all of a sudden show up, no matter how skilled or artful you try to show up communicatively or behaviorally. Basically, what we're telling that group of people is, yeah, I'm going to do less. I know I taught you that I can do way more, but now I need to do less because I overexerted myself. So this is a problem. It seems like the problem is, oh, the boss and the team, their expectations are crazy, right? When we do that, and we all do that, we all process it that way because that's not how we would have liked to have behaved our way into a corner where we're overfunctioning and overworking and exhausted and not resting. Okay. But that's a little bit towards victim mentality because it misses our empowerment. For us to grow past this dynamic, we've got to be able to look at this and really own, oh shit, I did this to myself. My 100% is really everybody else's 130%. And I show up giving 130%, and then I'm puzzled when they expect that out of me. So it's very, very difficult. This is going to sound harsh and maybe a little too over the top, but it may be that in a situation like this, it may be almost impossible to roll it back. Okay. Depending on how mentally health minded an office might be, what the culture is, we may be able to have some of the tough conversations. We may be able to simply make some tweaks and adjustments. So Will asked me for some very specific tips. Here are a few tips. A, be your own authority. So if you're done answering things by 7 o'clock at night, and maybe ideally, if you're answering things till 8 o'clock at night, yeah, maybe you'd like it to end at 5. Split the difference. If it's reasonable or if a moment opens up, language like, wow, the pandemic really screwed up my work-life balance. I'm going to go back to a more balanced schedule for me. So I'm going to be available today till 7. After that, I will see you tomorrow. You can start acting with more self-respect for what you need. That also puts some of the functioning on the other players or the boss and puts them in the position to come to you to go, hey, what are you doing? Like, you weren't available at 9 o'clock when I sent that. Yeah, I wasn't. It's really been burning me out. I'm recognizing that I'm really burnt out. And to be a very effective member of the team, I want to be able to give you my all in the 8 hours that you have me. And because I'm giving you 12 hours, I'm feeling my productivity dip. That's not right to you. That's not fair to you who pay me. I want to be able to give you what you're paying me for. And that means me having some boundaries between my personal life and my business life. Thank you so much for understanding. Now, I myself have been laid off by starting to have healthier boundaries and starting to do what I just named. That's why I say that the strategy may be looking for other work and getting your ducks in a row to cover yourself. Because as highly sensitive people, do we really want to work long term in a place where the culture is everybody better overfunction? So some of this is how they say in the old song, no one to hold them, no one to fold them. Okay. In this dynamic for a highly sensitive person, I often lean towards let's work on the exit strategy. But if you advocate for yourself and find some opening, some possibility there, you may be able to work it into it being a healthier place for you to be. Based on how you wrote the question, I don't think you've taken my boundaries course yet. I don't recognize Will from last year, though you may have been in there. Highly recommend you signing up for this when I open it, because learning the information that I have in there is part of what helps us stop creating these scenarios where we're being used and learn how to have ownership on the forefront. One of those strategies is to, when you get a new job or you get a new friendship or you move into a new place and have a new neighbor, is to establish healthy boundaries from the get-go. Our people pleasing, our please think I'm a nice person, I need you to think I'm a good person, makes us show up and overfunction, and then these dynamics are established. And then we go, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And rightly so, people get mad at us because we've been doing this all along as if it's easy. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'll help you with that. I'll show up. Yeah, I'll answer the phone at 8. When the 4 agreement says be impeccable with your word, that's our real ownership point. Because when we really sink back into that ownership and look, we go, oh no, I said, sure, I'll do that for you. I made it seem like I wanted to do all these things and it was easy for me to do. Often when I challenge someone on this, not one time can they look at me and say, yeah, I said, I can't get that to you till tomorrow. Or I'm just done for today. I need to go have some personal time with myself and my family. I'm at capacity for working. So we learn how to own this so that we can stop creating these scenarios where people can use us. And that's so empowering and it's life-changing. So I excitedly invite you to the Boundaries course. You will, or anybody else that's struggling with recognizing that this is a pattern in their life and that the goodness that they think they're showing up with actually bites them in the ass later. I promise you, you can learn some new things to where that dynamic doesn't happen. And you can still do really good work. And you can still show up like a team player. But also being on your own team kind of first.